When it comes to racing games, I've always preferred zany arcade action to realistic simulation. Maybe it's the fact that I'm not much of a car aficionado to begin with, and prefer my gameplay to be rather simple. Or perhaps the DNA of kart racers, Crazy Taxi, and Ridge Racer are so ingrained into my brain that it's all I'm willing to accept these days. With that said, calling What the Car a racing game at all is a bit of an overstatement, as you aren't really racing anyone but yourself, and even then the game feels more like trying to survive as opposed to landing first place. But is What the Car firing on all cylinders, or is it completely out of gas? Let's find out in our full review! Real quick, put the pedal to the metal and support indie visibility at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you can gain Discord access, early ad-free shows, and more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. What the Car comes to us from Triband, who have gained a bit of a reputation for making silly yet enthralling arcade-style games that are fun and easy to play in short bursts. 2019's What the Golf was a product of crowdfunding initially, but went on to find a great deal of success. From here, the studio traded in the clubs for baseball bats in their VR release, What the Bat, which I've not personally played, and now What the Car, first released for Apple Arcade, is available on PC. In What the Car, you'll travel between different levels, attempting to make it to the finish line. Sounds easy enough, right? Wrong. There is a twist here, and it's a major one. For each new stage, your car will face some sort of handicap, whether it be slow movement speed, ridiculously massive tires, or even having to balance on a soccer ball, and there's no other racers. You'll find your car in some of the most ridiculous situations imaginable, and you'll be laughing gleefully the entire way through. In What the Car, you unsurprisingly play as an adorable car that's looking to attend a party. In order for the party to take place, you'll need to weave your way through perilous roads to reach the end of the game. While not story-focused, this title is extremely accessible for almost any skill level. The game takes place across an overworld map, and at the start of each level on that map, you'll be shot out of a cannon where the handicap placed onto your car will then be revealed. These reveals are pretty hilarious, with the game battering players with an assortment of puns that are loudly proclaimed via robotic-sounding voice performances. Helicopter! You'll steer your car while avoiding obstacles, hitting speed ramps, and even jumping over entire sections of the map. As you traverse the world map level to level, there are pre-made levels, and there are also optional player-created levels. Each run lasts just a handful of seconds, and should you fail, you'll be able to restart in an instant. The challenge comes in trying to cross the finish line as quickly as possible, which can be easier said than done depending on the level you're playing. Once you successfully make it to the end, you'll be scored and ranked with what essentially amounts to a bronze, silver, or gold trophy, almost like the I Dream of Indie Games review system. The brevity of each new level makes What the Car a very addicting experience, and the fact that you have incentive to perform better adds to the overall replay value of the game. If I were to ever describe a game as dumb, stupid fun, What the Car would fit that bill perfectly. Whether I was being carried by moles, flailing about with massive oversized legs, or gently gliding with an umbrella, I was constantly entertained, as very few levels are what I would consider to be duds. On occasion, What the Car will change things up a bit too, offering hilarious WarioWare-like minigames that almost always entertain. Trust me when I say there is nothing quite like slicing up a carrot while playing as a car. While the main campaign is rather short, clocking in around 4 hours to get through without all the collectibles, the developer is continually working on this title and already has plans to add additional worlds to the game. If that weren't enough, a level editor allows players to create and share worlds of their own, and I have to say, some of these tracks are really good so far. On top of that, daily challenges are also available, and the campaign features a lot of collectible cards for you to try and grab to get that 100% completion. All of this is to say that What the Car has plenty of legs to stand on and seems to have a bright future ahead of itself so long as the community rallies behind it. It feels great to play, and it's a simple, effective gameplay loop. The visuals in What the Car ooze with charm. Everything in the game is adorable, including the car, and while it's a simple cartoon-like graphical style, the less is more approach really worked for me here. Each world also feels unique and will take you everywhere from sandy deserts to tropical beaches. No, the game won't win any awards for its visuals, but the graphics did fit the humor and vibe of the game perfectly. What the Car also features a theme song that is constantly being remixed throughout gameplay. It's a good, catchy tune, and the composer does an amazing job of somehow keeping it fresh each new world. Sound effects are also very well done, rounding out the package perfectly. I highly recommend honking your horn. It's also worth noting that I didn't come across any performance issues during my gameplay, and the Steam Deck version ran great. Once I started playing What the Car, it became impossible for me to put the game down. Its simple yet addictive gameplay loop delivers accessible fun for everyone, and with the promise of even more content in the future, it's a game I see myself coming back to for a long time to come. Now, let's wrap this review up so I can collect the rest of those damn cards, right? Here at I Dream of Indie Games, we believe games are so much more than a number, which is why we review games with our Genie Lamp system. Bronze represents a good game with quite a few issues, Silver is a great game that has just a few small problems that hold it back, and the Golden Genie Lamp of approval for those essential indies out there. We also have the Rusty Lamp for mediocre titles that have just a faint glimmer of hope, and then the dreaded Indie Krampus for games that simply can't be redeemed. With all of that said, I'm going to award What the Car the elusive Golden Genie Lamp of approval. Definitely add this one to your indie gaming collection.